Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the quarter final round. So, on my right side is from Senior High School 221, and on my left side is and now for the educator is Miss Imran. So without any further ado, let's start the debate. So for the first speaker of the government team, time is yours.
Before I would like to start off this debate, firstly I would like to say good evening to the honorable educator, the honorable timekeepers, the honorable opposition team, my fellow teammates, and anyone who has decided to join us today. Today's debate motion is assuming feasibility. This House believes that half of the population should be wiped out as tariffs would be. Firstly, let's define what assuming feasibility means. Here it means that if there is a chance that in this case there will be a chance of overpopulation. Overpopulation means too much crowding, too many people in one area. In this case, Earth, our planet. For example of overpopulation is that the maximum capacity in a bus is 5, but there's 500. That's overpopulated. So, what we mean by what half of the population, like Tanis would be, we are assuming that half of the population has disappeared, like where Tanis just snapped his fingers and half is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, when you hear human, but ladies and gentlemen, here we are not talking disabilities. Believes that half of the population wiped out, as that would be, should be, as where we stand. And I, as the first speaker of the government team, will give you the definition, status quo, summaries of arguments, and a brief summary of it. My second, and the characterization of a human, whereas my second speaker will give you the arguments and further impact, and my third speaker will give you the rebuttals while summarizing. So firstly, the characterization of a human. Every human has this human nature to try, every human will try to survive because it is their human nature, which is why we have things such as food, shelter, and that is why people procreate. So they survive and live on and pass their genetics. Humans do this to fulfill their basic needs. Even when their basic needs are fulfilled, ladies and gentlemen, they still want more because that is the characterization of a human. You can say that they are greedy and they want a lot. That tend to be selfish. Scientifically proven that if they are in a dangerous situation with a friend, they will save themselves before they save their friend. Status quo is, right now, as I am speaking, as we're having this about 8 billion people on Earth, and it keeps growing every second. Then this can cause so many things like war and problems, because they will fight for what they want. If you look at animals, for example, crows will fight to death, eating each other just to survive. And what makes you think that humans won't? Because scientifically, it is proven that humans come from animals. They evolved from animals. An example of how overpopulating is a bad thing is if we go around the world. Firstly, let's go to Africa. Africa is one of the most populated continents. If you look at Africa's development, statistically, it is among the lowest. We can conclude that it is among the lowest because of its overpopulation. They don't have enough food to feed them. They don't have enough food to feed their people. That's why they have a lot of starvation there. That is proven. And a lot of diseases. This is because the government cannot provide them because their resources, again, ladies and gentlemen, are limited. This links us back to our stance on why our side of the House believes that overpopulation is a bad thing. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's take a look to China, where they are aware of this overpopulating issue, and they actually have a solution for it. They have a mechanism. They limit their citizens to only have one child. This is a great benefit to their country because they can monitor and provide service in the best possible way, because there aren't many people that they have to monitor. Doesn't this go to show that overpopulating is a bad thing? I have proof of how overpopulation, that less population is actually better. Because if we go around the world again, we're going to Brunei, POI close. We're going to Brunei or Japan with the country's small population. There are statistically among one of the poorest countries shown by their high economics. All these arguments will be explained further by my second speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, it may seem as if there is a lot of uninhibited places on Earth. Right now, the fact is humans are cutting the forests down, causing deforestation. 4 years ago, Indonesia had a lot of forests. 4 years later, 20% of that forest was lost for urbanization. That is why our side of the House believes that overpopulation is a bad thing. Thank you. The first speaker from government team spent 6 minutes and 54 seconds.
Thank you to the first speaker of government team. And now I call upon the first speaker of opposition team. Time you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable judges, timekeepers, all my fellow participants and teachers. First of all, I would like to rebut the statements that has been delivered by the government teams about what is just make the populations disappear, and that's all, not a big deal. We disagree with the statements delivered because when they say that wipeout is just make populations disappear, it's not a small thing to be built. Make wipeout or disappear, as the statements of the government said, it actually has the same meaning of killing people. It's actually a mass killing origin or a genocide, and that is a very harsh thing and a cruel crime to be done. And then, so let's come to our first argument, that we oppose these motions that Thanos will wipe out half of the populations of the world because it's their rights to life. Killing someone on purpose, even for good purposes or bad purposes, especially in a mass scale of killing just like half populations of the world, is absolutely not allowed. Because killing has no justice. We also know that the world are all. We also know that not every one of the half populations of the world are all bad persons. There must be innocent people in the numbers of the deaths, and it would be a very big crime towards them. For example, many sources say that the Chinese government has done a massive population control regulations.
Yes, there's lots of people, but there are still people and there are still women. They still need to fulfill their basic needs.
Okay, thank you for your let me ask you to think that if we wipe out half of the populations of the world, yes, there must be still some of the people who might still in living. But how do you think about some of them are losing their families, some of them are losing their colleagues, acquaintances, and all of their friends or family that are going to be dead because of the plans of the Thanos. That will be a very bad thing for them to be felt. Okay, now let's continue. For example, in China, many sources said the Chinese government has done a very massive population control by aborting thousands of baby births in the last decade in purpose to prevent overpopulations. And what's the impact? These regulations got a very massive criticism by the international world, and many countries are saying a very bad comments about China because that regulations cause a lot of deaths of innocent people. In these occasions, we have another solutions. Rather than killing or wiping out half of the populations of the peoples of the world, we should have to unite all countries in the forum of the United States to use the benefits of the globalizations and modernizations in the words of eventual in purpose to use and maintain the renewable energy resources and countries in it and maintain and have the collaborations working together to maintain a renewable energy resources by, for example, we can also electrify our countries, our homes by the electricity produced by the sunshine. The other ways, we can also protect our clean water by using the technology of water distillations on the seawater. And if we need something else, maybe the solid materials just like gold and iron, we can also use the materials from the Mars by our rockets, because this is a digital era, this is a modernization era. And then, about the problems of disaster. To prevent the disasters just like the flood and the landslide, we need good and beneficial collaborations between every single countries in the world, in the United Nations forums, for certain. We can make the beneficial of the big populations by spreading information and movement for rehabilitate the world by, for example, planting a lot of trees, reducing the use of oil, and instead use the electricity produced by the sunshine electricity technology that we said before, and to move their vehicle or any devices.
Due to overcrowded population, it gives human needs a lot of place to live. It means that people will be cutting trees, and you want to build revitalization and something that where will the human live?
Well, we have a lot of ideas. This is digital era, and everyone has their ideas to make the world better. And thank you for your eye. Also, we can also use the technology for mass housing, like making buildings or apartments techniques of building of housing that can conduct or keeping people in a mass scale in a very short or every narrow area, just like in the cities or in Hong Kong. We know a lot of people, most of them are living in an apartment, in a tall building that is not using a very mass of land that it can still be keeping a very lot of people. And then it's also killing the half of the populations of the world. Because of the explanations above, we as the opposition team oppose the proposal of the government team, and we also oppose these motions. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The opposition team spans 6 minutes and 16 seconds.
Thank you very much for the first speaker of opposition team. And now I call upon the second speaker of government team, time sheet.
Today we're talking about democracy. As possibilities, this House believes that half of the population should be wiped out, as Thomas already stated. They rebut our argument. They stated that wiping out the half population of the world is a bad thing because it means that we kill people and it's not fair for them. Ladies and gentlemen, let me clarify this. We're not talking about how. We're not talking about how are we going to kill them. We're not talking about how is it fair or is it not. We're only talking about is it a good thing if half population of the world is disappeared. Is a good thing for the earth, for ourselves? And the answer is absolutely yes, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good thing. We have many reasons why is it a good thing. I'll explain that later, ladies and gentlemen. Second, they are giving a solution, but I will rebut the solution, ladies and gentlemen. Their solution is that they want to unite every country in the world into like one main country. Ladies and gentlemen, how is that even making any sense? We're here, our main focus on the debate is that how are we going to solve the overpopulating problem? And they give the solution, let's just unite all the country. How is it going to work? How is uniting all the people in the world into one united country will solve the overpopulation? How is that have any correlation? Ladies and gentlemen, how will this serve the environment? They stated that people live with the technology, but the truth is, no matter how good the technology that they have, ladies and gentlemen, we still need the natural resources that the earth provides us. And ladies and gentlemen, we can just rely 100% on technologies that is irrelevant. And ladies and gentlemen, they said that they will find new things that will solve the problem, such as apartment and everything. But ladies and gentlemen, that still won't be enough. Do you have any idea how many humans that exist in the world? It's over 8 billion people, and you want to solve that with just making an apartment? I don't know. Maybe you live in a happy living fantasy of yours. Yes.
What my first speaker said was uniting the renewable sources in order to maintain the renewable sources to demolish the poverty in the world.
Thank you. But do you have any idea how hard is it to work for every people on the earth? Do you have any idea how to control everything, every resource for every people? Can you even guarantee that you will give your best serve to them? I don't know, maybe you live in your own fantasy or something, because that doesn't even make any sense. So their solution is irrelevant, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my argument. Why should we wipe the half population of the world? Because it brings good impact for Earth and for humans. How does it bring good impacts for the Earth? Let's say human needs a place to live, ladies and gentlemen. So, logically speaking, the more human on the Earth, the more place we need. Eventually, when we are running out of place in the world, they cut the trees, cut the forest for the place they live, ladies and gentlemen. They will do everything they need to get foods, and everything. And eventually, the outgrowing number of humans, if it continue, they will continue exploit the earth. Not mentioning they can exploit the earth in a bad way, which eventually will damage our beloved earth. Disasters will be everywhere, floods, over pollutions, and there's nothing we can do about it since they have cut the trees. So ladies and gentlemen, overpopulated earth will eventually damage our earth, and that's a bad thing, and that's why we want to solve the overpopulating, and that's why if half the population of the earth disappeared, it will be a good thing for our earth, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, other than the problem for the earth, this overpopulated earth will give the problem for the human itself, ladies and gentlemen. How is that? As my first speaker has already stated, humans' natural characteristic is they will survive for whatever. They will give their best to survive, ladies and gentlemen. So let's say a big outgrowing with no good healthcare and good education is a very dangerous thing. Let's say, ladies and gentlemen, if the human keeps on growing and growing and growing until it reaches the point where it can't be controlled, we won't be able to serve good medication, good, proper healthcare, education, and everything. They will not have a good life, and it will lead them to a very bad suffer. Ladies and gentlemen, not mentioning there is this idea of competition. War can happen, ladies and gentlemen. How is war can happen? Because if these people are fighting into what they need until the government can't even control them, it can lead to a big war. It is possible, ladies and gentlemen. And why all of this is a bad thing? Let me ask you one basic question. Do you really want a world full of people, but all of them live sufferingly? Do you want that to happen? Ladies and gentlemen, the further impact if we wipe out the half population of the world is that you will live in a prosper in peace, and government will serve their best. Because how can the government serve their best? Because the people are controlled though. Rather than uniting all the people in the world, let's compare let's compare the solution, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly the best solution to solve the overpopulating problem, ladies and gentlemen. This is the best solution to save our earth. This is for the good of humanity, ladies and gentlemen. So, with all that being said, we beg you to propose. Thank you.
The second speaker from government instance, 7 minutes and 4 seconds.
Thank you very much for the second speaker of government team. And now I call upon the second speaker of opposition team. Thank you.
First of all, I would like to rebut the second speaker of the government team. You've been saying that if we eliminate half of the earth, this will create a lot of places for humans to live, a lot of places for humans to go and live, because humans right now are in need of places to live. And your second argument is also that right now the earth is suffering because there are too many pollution and stuff like that. But these are just effects of what happens if we just leave, if we don't act. But have you thought about the effects of what happened after you eliminate half of the world's population? The world will go to chaos. There will be too many problems in the world. For example, there will be worldwide lockdown because there will be less people to be able to control lights, electronics and stuff like that. Because people will be too shocked of what has happened. Like there won't be enough people. For example, a pilot. If there's an airplane, and then suddenly the pilot dies because half of the population disappears. This could create a disaster. For example, the airplane will fall and create more destruction. And also, this will create too many chaos because the people, for example, what if fathers will be they will be stressed out, and they will be stressed out because their family is gone. And have you thought about, like, right now there are a lot of causes of parents, of fathers being stressed out because their family is dead. What about this? A lot of fathers will have their family die. They will have their family die, and it's like, for example, without like any warning. This will let them be stressed, and this will create a lot of mass murder because they will be stressed and they will kill a lot of people. But this is even much more dangerous than just like wars like that, because this will create less people and stuff like this. And also, to my other argument is that we still have other solutions rather than wiping the whole half of the universe, half of the planet. Because, for example, we still have natural resources. We still have yes.
You said that you want to unite all of the countries, but right now there's United Nations that is the main goal to make a better world that it is our.
Like my first speaker once had said that by uniting the world, it means like uniting the natural resources with its resources, because for example, renewable energy, for example, the sun. We still have sun energy, which is very powerful, and for example, we still have water energy. This is very effective. And like my first speaker said, we can distill water and stuff like that. And you said that cutting trees. For example, we can create with technology. We can do a lot of stuff. For example, in the past, did people think that they could grow trees, they could grow vegetables in the desert? For example, now Dubai, they have created a place where they can farm, where they can grow vegetables and stuff like that in the desert.
You want please? Previously, you said that sun energy is more powerful and it could help. Do you have proof of that?
Yes, because there has been a lot of projects in the world that create solar energy powers, and for example, Dubai also uses. We do not support. We do not agree with you what we have of the human population, because it will create too much chaos within the world, too much death, too much chaos, too much stress people, too much. Too much. It will take too long for people to connect with each other. It will take too long for people to be able to unite with each other to create more ideas for the future. Thank you.
The second speaker from opposition please stand 41 seconds.
Thank you very much for the second speaker of the opposition team. And now I call upon the third speaker of the government team, Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to clarify one thing. The purpose of this motion is that we are not talking about genocide, we are not talking about mass killing, because as we know, Thanos just snapped his finger and boom, half of the population is gone. What we are really talking is, the main focus of this debate is, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to clarify, because the other side of the house seems like you don't understand the main focus of this debate, ladies and gentlemen. The main focus is that whether or not health population is better than what it is right now, that is the main focus of the debate. It's not how we would like to kill this person, how we would like, is this human or not. That is the main focus of the debate. Whether health population is better or it's not. That's the point, ladies and gentlemen. We would like to clarify that. So therefore, I will not much time to rebuttals all of their argument with my skilling and humanity, because it is not irrelevant. It's not what we are talking right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's jump into our rebuttals. First, the first speaker of the government said that it's actually linked with humanity, but they're saying that there are still innocent people in this earth. That's why we would not like to abolish half of them. But the thing is, whether it is innocent people or not, they are still human. They still need their basic needs fulfilled, and they are still the characterization of human, which is greedy, and they are never satisfied with what they are doing. Yes, they might be innocent, but their growing needs of a place to live, their growing needs of food, their growing needs of resources is still the same. We are not talking about we will only abolish every humans. No, we are not talking about that, ladies and gentlemen. The next thing that we want to talk about is that let's talk about their solution. Okay, their solution is that they want to unite all the country so that their resource is spread. First thing first, it's not possible. Why? Let's go back to the characterization of a human. Even a country cannot provide for themselves, then why would you think this country will give their profits, will give their profits to our country who needs it? And let's talk about this. This country has offered, is growing their population. It means that